Economic development. After the abolition of the galleon trade, Spain started developing programs to promote the economic development in the Philippines. The economic programs were meant to make the colony self-sufficient so that it would no longer be an economic burden to Spain. Governor General Jose Basco was the first one to give attention to the improvement of the Philippine economy. Some of the economic programs undertaken from the middle of the 18th century until the end of the Spanish rule in 1898 were the following: development of agriculture, organization of the Economic Society of Friends to the Country, the tobacco monopoly, the Royal Company of the Philippines, and opening Manila to foreign markets. Development of agriculture. Governor Basco made the colony produce export goods that were needed in Europe and America. Silk and cottons textiles were produced to be exported. Basco encouraged the large-scale production of cottons and silk. Large tracts of land in Camarines were planted to mulberry trees to feed silkworms. The other agricultural products which were produced on a large scale were cinnamon, or spice, and indigo, a material used for dyeing clothes. To increase agricultural production, scientific methods of farming were introduced. Organization of the Economic Society of Friends to the Country. The Economic Society of Friends to the Country was organized in 1781 to help Governor Basco in implementing his economic program. It was composed of people who have knowledge in agriculture, manufacturing, rural development, education, and domestic foreign trade. The Economic Society assisted the colonial government in encouraging greater production by giving incentives to the outstanding producers. It provided free training weaving to interested persons. Capitals were also given to those who attended the training programs. Machineries were brought from abroad to be used in manufacturing goods. By the last end of the 19th century, the Economic Society became inactive because the successors of Governor General Basco did not give it the necessary support. The tobacco monopoly. Upon Governor Basco's recommendation, the King of Spain, Charles III, issued a royal decree in 1780, establishing a government monopoly in tobacco in the Philippines. This monopoly took effect in 1782. Under the 1780 royal decree, the colonial government controlled every aspect of tobacco in the Philippines. The government determined the plantation site, how much would be planted and harvested by the farmer, and the amount to be paid to the farmers. The farmers could only sell the tobacco to the government. The tobacco would then be brought to government factories to be processed into cigars and cigarettes, and then sold to the public at government fixed prices. The tobacco monopoly raised as much money for the colonial government. By the middle 19th century, about 25,000 Filipinos worked in the tobacco factories. But some crooked Spanish officials abused their authority. They often cheated the farmers in the payment of the products. Because of this, many farmers were forced to cheat government and produce more than what was required. They hid excess tobacco and sold them in black market. Because of the abuses in the tobacco monopoly, Governor General Fernando Primo de Rivera abolished it in 1882. The tobacco business was given to private firms. The Royal Company of the Philippines. The Royal Company of the Philippines was established by a Spanish decree in March 1785 in order to develop and promote direct trade between colony and Spain, and to develop the natural resources of the country. The company was required to set aside 4% of its profit for agriculture in the colony. Exclusive control of the trade between the Philippines and Spain was given to the company. Goods from the Philippines was exported to Spain tax-free. The major problem of the royal company was the incompetent officers. This resulted in poor management and the company got big monetary losses. Another problem which led to the decline of the company was lack of cooperation from the Spanish leaders in Manila, who had been used to earning big profits in the old galleon trade. The company was finally abolished in 1834. Although the royal company was a failure, it helped in the further development of agriculture in the Philippines, particularly the production of colonial exports like indigo, sugar, and spices. Opening Manila to foreign market. When the economic of laissez-faire of Adam Smith accepted by many European countries, Spain also adopted this doctrine and opened Manila to foreign trade in 1789. Smith was an economist who advocated the doctrine that nations could become right if they allowed business should be imposed of many controls so as to hasten the growth and development of business. Governor General Felix Berenguer de Marquina encouraged foreign merchants to come and invest in the Philippines. By the middle of the 19th century, there were already a number of English, American, German, French, and Swiss trading companies in the Philippines. As a result, trade and commerce increased greatly, and the Philippines began to experience a period of economic prosperity. More Philippine ports were established and opened to foreign trade. The opening of the ports of Sual in Pangasinan, Iloilo, and Zamboanga, Cebu, Legazpi, and Tacloban accelerated the